On a sunny day, there was a little rabbit named Toto living in a warm home surrounded by nature. Toto loved exploring the forest around his house, but he had a bigger dream. A dream that came to him every time he looked at the distant city visible from the top of the hill. The city sparkled with lights and seemed like a world from stories. One bright morning, Toto decided to fulfill his dream. He was determined to explore the city, despite his mother's and friends' warnings. "Where are you going, Toto?" his mother asked anxiously. "I want to see the city and learn everything about it,"
Toto replied resolutely.
Toto bid farewell to his family and began his journey to the city. At first, his path was through the forest he loved, but as time passed, the forest began to fade behind him, revealing large buildings and busy streets ahead. When Toto arrived in the city, he was amazed by everything he saw. There were cars speeding by, people wearing colorful clothes, and various sounds coming from every direction. Toto decided to explore every corner of the city. He entered a market filled with fruits and vegetables, then visited a zoo where he met new friends like elephants and giraffes. But despite the great fun, Toto began to feel tired and hungry. He didn't know how to return home, and he didn't have enough food. He felt anxious and lonely in the big, noisy city. While Toto was sadly walking through the streets, he encountered a kind cat named Lucy. Lucy noticed Toto's worry and offered to help him. "Why do you look sad, little one?" she asked gently. Toto explained to Lucy about his dream and adventures, and how he was now lost and didn't know how to get back home. Lucy felt pity for Toto and offered him food and took him to her home. There, he was served a delicious meal and Toto slept peacefully in a warm bed. The next day, Lucy decided to help Toto return home. She led him to the nearest train station and gave him a ticket for the return journey. Toto returned home filled with stories and new experiences. He met his family and friends and told them about his adventures in the city. He learned the importance of listening to others' advice. Toto realized that the world was much bigger than the forest he lived in. But he also understood the value of the safety and care his home provided. From that day on, Toto began telling wonderful stories about the city to everyone around him. He also learned that adventure is not just in new places, but in appreciating what you have at home. He continued exploring the world, but with a heart full of love for his family and friends, knowing that returning home is always the best ending to an adventure. Toto learned from his adventure that exploration and learning are important, but we should never forget the value of the safety and care our families and friends provide. Toto returned home, and everything seemed more beautiful than before. He not only looked forward to reuniting with his family and friends, but he also felt the value of every moment spent with them. Everything in his home, from the backyard to the warm kitchen, took on a different taste and appearance. Toto decided to share his stories about the city with his friends in the forest, and created a small book filled with drawings and details about the places he visited. The stories combined joy and wonder, and everyone enjoyed listening to Toto's adventures. Every week, Toto gathered with his friends in the forest to read from his book. They established a special tradition where they would come together to hear a new story from Toto's book. Toto became the favorite storyteller in the forest. He also began teaching his friends how to enjoy adventures in their own environment, and how they could explore without needing to stray far from home. He told them how he learned the importance of appreciating what they have, and finding magic in every corner of their world.